and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narren-the-Field. And Cheltenham is where we're heading to this weekend, covering 3 races from their Saturday card, including the big handicap chase of the day, the December Gold Cup, before taking our end of pod jaunt up to Scotland for our Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. And blimey, about a £40 difference I just spotted. And one of us landed a full Trixie again last week, so it wasn't me. Racing first though, and to Cheltenham we go, starting with the big handicap chase, the December Gold Cup, due off at 150. First of our 3 races under analysis this week. Welcome along, mate. Hope you had a good week. And Ben, can you start us off with that one, the December Gold Cup at Cheltenham?
Morning, Tony. Yep, all good this end. December Gold Cup, of notes on a few of this field. I managed to narrow it down to a short list of Madara, Fugitive, Gala and Le Patron. Madara finished 4th in the Paddy Power Gold Cup last month. He was the first home of those held up in rear that day. I did just wonder off the back of that effort if they'd got a bit of a longer to medium term plan for him. That was his first try past 2 mile 1 in the UK, and he was held on to out the back for a lot of the race, doing his best work once they turned for home for the final time. He won at this December meeting last season over 2 miles, and I thought it was interesting they kept his usual cheek pieces off last time out, but they've got them back on for this run, maybe suggesting that last run from Madara was a pipe opener for this December Gold Cup. A Fugitive, he also ran in the Paddy Power last time out. He finished 5th. He's another who ran that day like he was in there just to blow the cobwebs away. He does generally need his first run back, so he should be sharper for that effort. He does have his prime conditions to shoot for here. Handicaps in November or March, no headgear, and a mark of 151 or less, where he is 5 wins, 3 places from 9 starts. That Paddy Power run, that was also his first off a wind up. And his trainer, Richard Hobson, he's 0 from 23, 3 places with his runners on first run off a wind-up, improving to 9 from 49, 9 places on their second, third and fourth runs combined off a wind-up. So his runners do seem to improve for that first outing after having their win done. So plenty of reasons to believe Fugitive will go well here. Gala, another, coming off the back for a run in the Paddy Power Gold Cup. He finished 2nd in that. He's only £1 higher here. He's another with prime conditions to shoot for. Trips of 2 mile 3 to 2 mile 5. Tracks with undulations and below grade 1 level, where he is 5 wins and 2 seconds from 7 starts. He's a type I can see running well, but maybe just finding something better handicapped, or maybe with a more progressive profile, just being a bit too good for him on the day. But I think he should be there or thereabouts, Gala. And Le Patron is the other I want to throw in the mix. I thought he may have needed a right-hand track to be at his best, but his win at Newbury last month had disproved that theory in fine style. He's still unexposed over fences after only 6 starts. He's also 3 from 3 in the handicap chaser, so again, he's unexposed as a handicap chaser. May also just be his peak at this time of the year as well. Form in the October to December period of 4 wins and a 2nd from 5 starts. That's all 4 of his career wins, and I think Le Patron could well still have plenty more to offer over fences. Of that 4, I'd be most keen on Madara for the Skeletons. I think this race may have just been the early season target for the horse. I think 11 to 2, 5 to 1 looks a decent price for him. So Madara for me. Tony, what you got for the
interesting that one? Yeah, I think that could go well again. I've got Garlaw here, Ben, 2nd of 15, beating 4.5 lengths. Drift of Il Redotto in the Paddy Power Gold Cup last month off a £1 lower mark. He's set £7 better off with his Conqueror on Saturday. Le Patron, I think, can go well again. The other one I've got is Grandeur Dame. Form has been in and out in the last 12 months, including 2 victories at Wetherby in November 2023 and on seasonal debut at Chepstow in October off a £4 lower mark. So Grandeur Dame goes well around this time of year. So we'll have a look at him around the 8-1, 9-1 mark. Garlaw at 7-1, and probably I'll have a tiny little bit on in Chelsea's Deo, 5th of 21 in the Grade 3 Festival Plate in March, before a win over course and distance in April off a £5 low mark. Has failed to complete in 2 starts since, hence probably his double figure price. But we'll have a look at Inex Chelsea's Deo come post time. But Garlaw and Grandeur Dame for me in the December Gold Cup, which is off at 1:50 tomorrow. 3 o'clock we move on to the Albert Bartlett Novice Hurdle, Grade 2 over 3 miles. What do you reckon here, Ben?
Yeah, just 7 runners going to post, but 4 of them are last time out winners, and there's also a French rider who brings plenty of experience with him, so I think it looks a decent little contest. On the race trends, 24 of the last 24 winners finished first or second last time out. Now, clearly doesn't trim the field much this year, but does probably suggest the 2 outsiders, Yellow Car and Stop Loss, probably suggest they've got plenty on their plates to try and get involved in this. If I'm honest, I went into this looking to see if I could find a way to get Skyjack Hijack beat, but I really struggled with that plan. He's the one that looks to have the most solid credentials for this. He looks the most straightforward runner of the 7. He's already got plenty of experience in the bank after 10 hurdle starts, the last 6 of them being wins. He's a fantastically slick jumper of his hurdles, and I think that in itself could have the rest of the field in trouble from some way out. He's likely to get to set his own fractions off the front end. The way he travels and skips over his hurdles probably means the others, they won't be able to miss a beat in this. He could just be away and gone long before they turn for home and start climbing to the winning post. We know he stays the trip well. Indeed, we know he stays even further than the 3 miles that they're racing over. And he's posted a monster pro form speed figure when winning last time out. It was way ahead of anything else the field have produced. And he just looks by far the most likely winner of this. So I'm fully with Skyjack Hijack here. A likely pillar to post front running exhibition on the cards from him. Another win on the CV to add to his growing list of victories. So yeah, Skyjack Hijack off the front. Another step up the hurdling ladder for the Jenny Canlish 6-year-old. Skyjack Hijack, Tony, what you got?
Oh, straight in, just the one.
Yeah,
just the one. Yeah, I'm with him as well. One of the winning most horses of 2024. 6 on the bounce since August as well. There is, of course, a worry that he may have reached his level, but as you were saying there, Ben, I don't think he has, and it's hard to get away from him, really. Clondor General was next best for me, winner of a point-to-point in January before winning on return to action, and first career start under rules at Worcester in October. So that could be interesting. Could be interesting there. Clondor General, one to watch there. But Skyjack Hijack will take all the beating in that. I've got a little mark here against About Damn Time as well, and I think just mark him up and watch him carefully on Saturday. Off the mark for connections at the 3rd time of asking when landing the spoils at Carlisle last month, beating 9 rivals by a neck in a Class 4 maiden over 2 miles 4 furlongs. Obviously has to step up here, but I think it could be interesting over the winter. About Damn Time, I don't think he'll be winning any graded races, but About Damn Time, we'll be watching that carefully tomorrow. Clondor General is very, very interesting, but again, hard to see past Skyjack Hijack, and I don't think he has reached his level yet. I think he's got a couple of more pound in hand as well, and he's got a couple of more pound in hand in the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle off at 3 o'clock. Tomorrow on Saturday at Cheltenham, 3:35. This is an interesting one, Ben. The Mayor's Handicap Hurdle, Class 2 Handicap Hurdle for 4-year-olds plus over 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs. 13, I think, going to post here, Ben.
Yeah, 13 going to post right now. Mayor's Handicap Hurdle. I narrowed this field of mares down to just the 4. Georgie Girl, Sweet Fantasy, Take No Chances, and Pretending. Georgie Girl returned with a win at Warwick last month on what was only her 2nd try at these mid-distance trips. She looked strong at the end of that race, so no surprise they keep a similar sort of trip here. To date, her best form has come in handicaps in the November to February period. She's 3 wins, 2 places from 6 starts under those conditions. She looks a live player here, I think, for Hobson White, Georgie Girl. A Sweet Fantasy, one of the least exposed over hurdles in the field after only 3 previous starts over timber. She returned at Wetherby last month after a bit of a summer break, finishing 4th in a listed race over 2 miles. She'll hopefully come on for that run. I don't think she would have been overly suited by the flat Wetherby track either. Hurdles and turf wins have all come on way more undulating tracks than Wetherby, so plenty of hope that Cheltenham will be right up her street. It is her first try beyond 2 miles, so completely unexposed at these mid-distance trips, and she also gets a first-time hood on here. The 2 previous times she's run with a headgear switch, either first-time headgear or headgear removal, she's won. So she does seem to get a boost when they play about with the headgear, and she catches my eye at double figures. Sweet Fantasy. Take No Chances runs for the Skeletons. They saddled 6 runners in this race previously. They won it twice, had another finish in the places. Take No Chances was last seen finishing 5th in the Fighting 5th at Newcastle. She was out of her depth there. I think she was clearly only in that grade 1 to pick off some prize money, something the Skeletons like to do. This race is way more her level, and I can see her running a big race. She finished 3rd in the silver hurdle at Chepstow, silver trophy hurdle at Chepstow on seasonal debut. That race has been working out strongly on the future form front. If she can run somewhere near that level, then she'll be bang there at the finish, and this takes no chances. And Pretending, it's the other on my shortlist. He runs here for Lucy Watham, and she's also saddled 2 winners of this race previously. Pretending already has some solid track form to her name. Won over this trip at the April meeting, finished 2nd over 2 mile 1 at the 2023 April meeting. She's actually unbeaten 3 from 3 over and around trips with 2 mile 4. She's posted pro form speed figures on a number of occasions that suggests she's plenty better than a mark of 1-2-2. She might also just get a solo lead on the front end here. So Pretending does look a live player in this. She's also owned by one of my long-term NTF members, Jim, or Mr. James Summers, as it will say in the form book. So very best of luck to Jim with Pretending. I think it's a tricky looking race to properly pick apart, as these mares contests can be. Even trying to pick apart my own shortlist wasn't too easy, but I'm going to take a crack at Sweet Fantasy and Pretending. They both look overpriced at around the 10-1 or bigger mark. So Sweet Fantasy and Pretending for me. Tony, what you got for this mare's handicap?
Yeah, it's interesting. The trends are not too strong, but the highest price winner in the 8 renewals has been 8-1, so they've all been single figure prices, the winners, and also top weights are not from 8 as well, which I did like. Take No Chances, but that's put me off him a little bit, because, and also of course the Dan Skelton record in this race. But Lucy Wadham I agree with, and I've gone with Pretending with you as well. She sure knows how to win this contest with 2 of the last 3 renewals going to the handler. Pretending was a winner on seasonal debut. Been beaten since, but did win on seasonal debut. And Sweet Fantasy, I'm with you with that one as well. 21 lengths behind Take No Chances at Wetherby last month, possibly needing the first run of the season, as you said. 2 wins over hurdles in January and March earlier on this year. Can't get away from this Nicky Henderson Joyeuse at around 3-1. Won her maiden by half a length at Taunton in January before disappointing effort at Ascot last month. Can improve here and looks on a little bit of a handy mark, I think. A little bit of a Nicky Henderson handy mark, I think, Joyeuse. But Georgie Girl as well, around 13-2. That'll be interest to me come post time. Solid and consistent in a number of starts over hurdles, including on seasonal debut at Warwick last month, beating 5 rivals by 2 3/4 lengths. So a wide open and very, very interesting mares handicap hurdle there at 3:35, where I will come down on the side of Georgie Girl and Pretending in that one. Pretending at a double figure price at around 10-1. Georgie Girl around 13-2. So that'll be my 2 each way plays in that 13-runner mares handicap hurdle off at 3.35. Right now, it's time for top, middle and bottom.
Oh, golly, what a volley! The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Yes, time for round 20 of top, middle and bottom. How did we get on last week, Ben?
Just the one winner.
Be gentle.
Last week, Tony, so -4 for you. But I landed a full house.
Boom.
All 3 in the bag. Plus 16.06
Oh.
profit. 92nd minute winner for Arbroath. A 97th minute winner for East Fife.
What?
Helping me land a full Trixie. I think East Fife last kick of the ball. GeeGeez peeps. Current totals. Me plus 21.94. Tony minus 27.64. On to this week. My top, middle and bottom is Livingston. Livingston to beat Partick Thistle at 13-10. Now, both teams going well at the minute. Livingston have been strong at home, 5 wins, 2 draws from 7 games, only 4 conceded. Partick have only been so-so on the road, winning 2 of their 6 matches, scoring only 4 times. So I'm taking Livingston for the win here. It's a Friday night game. Middle, Alloa to beat Montrose at 11-10. 6 of the last 9 matches between the pair at Alloa. I've seen 6 wins for Alloa. The 3 others finishing a draw. Montrose has been pretty leaky at the back recently. They've conceded at least once in 9 of the last 10 matches. Alloa should take advantage of that. Bag another home win against Montrose. And bottom, Elgin City to beat Stirling at evens. Elgin have been really strong at home this season, including cup games. They've played 11. They won 6, have drawn 4. Only team to beat them being Hibs in the Challenge Cup. And they should be able to take care of Stirling here, a team who look in free fall right now. They've lost their last 5 matches. So an Elgin win for me, giving me a top, middle and bottom of top Livingston, middle Alloa, bottom Elgin City. Tony, what you got?
With you on 2 of them as well, mate. And honestly, listeners, I'm not cheating here. I'm going with the man who's on £21.94p plus point profit here. Wraith versus Dunfermline. I've gone for Wraith here at 23-20. Alloa against Montrose at 11-10. And Elgin against Stirling at even money. So Wraith, 3 homes. Wraith at 23-10, Alloa 11-10, and Elgin at even money. Try and catch Ben up, but I'm not going to catch up if we get them all right here this Saturday. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best luck with your bets at Cheltenham this weekend. TalkSport 2 is done for Christmas because of the darts. So we've got Christmas and a bit of New Year off. So we'll be back on TalkSport 2 early in the new year. You can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. A big thanks for listening this week. Thanks for all the lovely messages about the show as well. And have a great weekend. Cheers, Ben, and we'll see you all next week.
Cheers, Tony.